Well, Howie Roseman, once again, has been making money moves like Cardi B. But has he used that money to the fullest of his capabilities? That's the question we're going to answer today. Philly 500 is here. I am Adrian Fedke. Jordan Howard got traded yesterday to the Eagles. A lot of people eating that up like a bowl of Fruit Loops.
Yo, everybody, how you doing? Pass the Fruit Loops because Philly 500 is eating.
You are eating it up, aren't you?
I love it.
You're eating it up.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
Don't be pouring that sour milk in that bowl.
Dude, no. Fresh milk. I'm even throwing sugar on top, maybe a little Code Red. I love it. Dude, this is great. I like this trade. So this is going to be an interesting discussion because we're gonna maybe come at this from a little different sides. So
yeah, the people, they're angry at me at the moment. Remember when you made that Derek Barnett video and like everybody disagreed with it?
Oh, everybody got pissed off at me.
Yeah, everybody got pissed off. Everyone's getting pissed off at me at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what it is, man? I feel like Howie Roseman has kind of butchered this running back position.
Okay.
You know why? Because they could have had Le'Veon Bell. They could have had Le'Veon Bell, and he wasn't even that much money.
Well, I'll say this: when the reports came out that it was he wanted $2 million, $50 million for 2 years, and they were talking that kind of money, I was like, I'm out. But when I saw what he signed for, I did think to myself, man, the Eagles could have done that. They could have done that.
They definitely could have done it. And then you see the Tevin Coleman thing. And while I wasn't crazy about Tevin Coleman, I was like, well, if you can get him for like $4 million, that's fine. Then he signs for $4.5 million a season.
That's what surprised me. That surprised me because 2 years, $10 million, I think is what he got, right? Yep. Yeah, I mean, that should have been right in the Eagles' wheelhouse. But to me, I was like, that's when I did a video right after. And I'm saying, there's no way the Eagles are going to sign any of these free agents. They're going to make a trade. They must have something in mind. And my only thing is they must have been looking or talking to a few teams about a trade, and that's where they were going to go all along.
Yeah. They're definitely playing the compensatory pick game. And that's something I want to ask you. Is Howie Roseman being too cute with this?
Because you can be too cute with it. There's no question about it.
Trying to acquire as many picks as possible for next year's NFL draft. That's what's going on here.
Right.
So right now, they're probably going to get a third rounder for Nick Foles. Yep. You're probably going to get a fourth rounder for Golden Tate. And then Jordan Hicks' contract, you might get a fourth or a fifth for that. And the way to get the picks is to obviously not have players cancel out. And the way you cancel players out is by signing a free agent.
Right.
But if you don't sign a free agent and you trade for somebody, that doesn't count against the compensatory pick game.
Yeah.
And also, if you say sign somebody like a Malik Jackson who was released or a Vinny Curry who was released, this also does not count towards the compensation pick game.
Right.
So if you're kind of seeing what's really going on with that, they're definitely trying to play that game. And right now, we're looking at getting a third, a fourth, and maybe another fourth for next year's draft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. Baltimore has been known for playing the compensatory pick game a lot of years, and Joe Douglas comes from Baltimore, so maybe they're taking a page. Now, I'll say this: you can be too cute with it. You can't just focus on that. You have to focus on getting the team better, especially a team that is a year removed of the Super Bowl. You gotta go out and get better. So I hope that he's not getting too cute with it. I don't know that he has yet. I just don't. I have to see the whole picture. I have to see how everything plays out. I have to see how the draft plays out. Malik Jackson, he's a little older. Vinny Curry, he's a little older, and really, Vinny Curry really hasn't done a whole lot, the last few years. But he plays the run well, and he can fill that hole. So I think that I think we have to wait and see kind of where they go in the draft and how things shake up before I can really say he's getting too cute with it.
Yeah, well, the title of the show was grading the Eagles offseason so far. And so far is the key to that.
Right.
So, because it's not that. We're going to see what they're going to do in the draft and all that stuff. So, all right, I'll ask you this. So, since they were trading for running back and not signing like a Jay Ajayi or something or whoever, here's the question I'll ask you. Would you rather have Jordan Howard or would you rather have Matt Breida?
I would have had Matt Breida. Matt Breida is a.
Well, then my point is made.
Well, I don't know that the Niners were trading Matt Breida because originally there was talk that it was going to be McKinnon, who I did not want.
Yeah,
and then they said Breida is on the block. Then there were reports that came out after that Breida was not going to be traded. So maybe they inquired about him and he wasn't going to be traded. Now the thing I like about Breida is he can do so many other things. He's versatile. He can catch out back. And in this offense, that's the one thing that you can worry about with Jordan Howard is that he's not going to catch the ball out of backfield. It's you kind of know what you're getting when he comes into the game. And I think that's why Nagy didn't like him that much there. But when we talk about butchering the running back game, Howie butchered it years ago when he could have took Tariq Cohen and he took Pumphrey instead. And I cried and cried and cried and cried before that draft to get Tariq
They
Cohen.
could have had Joe Mixon.
They could have had Mixon too, yeah.
Joe Mixon.
But I mean, when I look at, I would have liked Breida, but I'm assuming Breida's was not possible. Now, if he gets traded somewhere tomorrow, then maybe I'll be like, oh, what, But for what we got in Howard, okay, Howard was better by far than any free agent running back out there. And I wanted him over McCoy. I wanted him over pretty much everybody I could think, except for maybe Breida. That he might have been the only exception.
I would have rather had McCoy.
I wouldn't. I don't want McCoy. McCoy's old, dude. He gets hurt.
Jordan Howard averaged 3.7 yards per carry last year.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't good, but look, he's on a new team now. I think it'll be different. I think.
Here's the way I'll put it. Okay. So he's going to average over 4 yards per carry in Philadelphia, obviously, because the offensive line is really good.
Right.
But instead of averaging 5 yards a carry, he's going to average like 4.2 or 4.3. Do you have enough confidence in Jordan Howard in the fourth quarter when you need those nasty yards, those grimy yards to drain the clock? Do you have belief in Jordan Howard that he can get the job done?
Yeah, I do actually. I think that's where I think he can get you those 3-4 yards to end to ice a game, to keep the chains moving. I actually like him.
That's what you're asking for here. That's what you need here.
I think he could fill the role that LeGarrette Blount had on this team. I really do. I think the other issue with running back is you got to fill the Darren Sproles hole, and that you do in the draft.
They will be doing that in the draft.
And here's the thing: when we see what running back they bring in, I like this. With Howard's 24, he doesn't have bad knees. Yes, he didn't have maybe the greatest year last year, but look, I mean, a lot of teams probably stacked the box when he was in there and dared Trubisky to beat them. I mean, that's what I would have done in the game plan. And Tariq Cohen took a lot of his snaps away too. So I think this is a good move for the Eagles. I think this was probably the best move that they could have made besides maybe getting Breida, but I don't know if Breida's getting moved or not.
When I watch him run, I kind of made the video yesterday, and I talked about LeGarrette Blount, and when he hits the hole, he hits it with such a head of steam. I feel like Jordan Howard kind of plows his way. He kind of picks his way when he hits the hole. And, with the way that the line plays and all the push that it gets, I want to see Jordan Howard hit the goddamn hole a little harder.
Right.
That's what I want to see.
Let me ask you a question. If Breida's off the table and they're not going to trade him,
yeah,
who would you have liked to see over Howard?
Well, I would have done Jay, but I know that you don't like that because of his knee, and I get that. Yeah. I get that. I can understand that. But hey, I'll throw it back at you. We've seen running backs come back from ACL tears. I'm not going to throw Adrian Peterson's name at you.
Yeah.
He is a freak of nature, and that doesn't count.
Yeah, no, it does not.
That's called an outlier.
Yeah.
But my logic behind Ajayi is pairing him with somebody. So I know he gets hurt. I know he's injury prone. But if he gets hurt and you do lose him, then all right, you do have your other running back. Now, the recency bias is killing Ajayi right now. It's just destroying him. Right. And we're forgetting that this dude put up 1,500 yards 2 years ago.
Yeah.
For his ACL, I get all that.
Yeah.
But the guy is kind of a beast when he's healthy.
Oh, he is when he's healthy.
Yeah. It
I
reminds
love.
me of Jordan Hicks. It's Jordan
Yeah.
Hicks. Like
Yeah.
like when Jordan Hicks, when he tear his Achilles last year? What did he do?
I forget.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
When he got injured 2 years ago, everybody gave up on him. Same thing as Jay Ajayi.
Right.
And then Jordan Hicks came back and he was unbelievable.
Right.
And it's like people was like, oh my God, look at that. That's what Jay Ajayi's situation.
Yeah. See, and to me, Jay Ajayi is a special case because I really was happy when we got a Jay Ajayi. I love Jay Ajayi coming from Miami. I love that trade. I like him. But it was well known that he was already playing with a degenerate knee, a bone on bone in one knee. Then to tear the ACL, and then try to come back with that degenerate knee and a torn ACL. The chances are most likely the first year back, he is not going to be the same. Not until at least maybe the end of the year. So I didn't want to go out and stake my hopes that he can come back from that knee injury, rather sooner than later. If this was 2 years, if this was next year, I would say sign Ajayi. I would have no problem with it because he would have had that full year to recover. But just with the other knee being bad, and then the fact that I can't put all my hopes in him to come back. So I would have had, if I brought Ajayi back, I wouldn't have mind if he's like my third running back. But I still have to get somebody else to be my number one. And so I would still have the same problem.
Yeah, I mean, you would definitely draft a running back, and they're going to draft a running back regardless.
Yeah.
Whether you sign Ajayi or whether you traded for Howard, you're going to sign a running back. Now, Ajayi did average, it was 5.8 yards per carry in 2017 once he came from Miami. It was only 4.1 yards per carry last year, but he only played in 4 games. So,
yeah.
No,
I mean, I mean, and I'll tell you the first game of the year, I thought Ajayi was fantastic against the Falcons.
Yeah.
But then he was hurt. He had a bad back or whatever, and then he tears the ACL. And I don't even think he tore it in the game, right? He tore it in practice. Nobody even saw that coming. I like Ajayi. I just think that Ajayi needs like 1 year to recover. He needs to go somewhere, or even if the Eagles brought him back now. I wouldn't mind. I'd be much happier with it because you have Jordan Howard, you have another back. But I just didn't want to put Jay Ajayi in that featured back role. I didn't want him there. Not next year.
Oh yeah, I mean he wouldn't have been the feature back. He would have been the number 2 behind the running back that you draft.
Well, yeah, and that would have been okay. I would be okay. I'd be okay with it. But I'm telling you, I'm more excited about Howard and the guy you draft.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. He's got the 3rd most rushing yards since 2016. If one more person tells me that, I'm going to freaking explode.
Hey, did you know he has the 3rd most? No, just
really? I had no idea.
He's going to double moonwalk my ass. Adrian's about to double moonwalk Philly by one day.
Adrian, don't you understand that he has the 3rd most yards since 2016? Oh my God! Like I give a shit.
I like the move. I think Jordan Howard's a good player, but I'm telling you, we got to get another back, and we got to get a back. I think like Darrell Henderson, like Miles Sanders, somebody like that who could catch out of the backfield, who's more explosive. And he will be a great complementary guy with Jordan Howard. I really believe that.
Yeah, you're going to draft somebody. Whether, and we kind of talked pre-show. First round, if it were me, I ain't going Josh Jacobs. I'm going D-line. D-line. If Ed Oliver falls, Christian Wilkins falls, if Montez Sweat falls, whoever, you're taking the D-lineman. And you go running back in the 2nd round. You got 2 second-round picks. Even if Josh Jacobs falls, you can maybe trade up in the 2nd round if you want.
Yeah.
So I'm going best player available / D-line in the 1st round. And then 2nd round, that's when you get your running back. That's how I feel about this.
Yeah, I think you go 2nd round running back. I think that you definitely do that. I don't know if Jacobs will still be there. Raiders were supposed to be interested in him. They got Crowell, right? They just signed Crowell, so I don't know if that's been. But I think running back in a 2nd, the 1st round, I mean, obviously everybody thinks defensive line, defensive end. I got a weird feeling the Eagles are going to go lineman, offensive lineman in this. Now I don't know for sure. It's just a gut feeling, because they really haven't addressed the line yet. They really and they need to add depth to that line. But I mean, we'll see. Right now getting Howard, I think you just need to go the best player on the board, the best talent out there. I don't care if he's a wide receiver. I don't care if he's offensive lineman, defensive lineman, linebacker. Whatever's there, just take the best player available. Now, I know they won't, because I know if there's a great linebacker there, they're not taking no linebacker in the first round. They never take a linebacker in the first round.
God, that's another thing. You could have had Zach Brown, but you tried to hold down the fort with LJ.
Yeah, that probably is my second least favorite move of the offseason. My least favorite move of the offseason was trading Michael Bennett. I think
that move pissed me off.
I don't like that move at all.
I have still not talked myself into it like some Eagles fans have. Well, it saved up money, and you can use that money to get younger at the position. No, it was a terrible trade. It was an awful trade. It was a terrible, terrible trade.
Yeah, I don't like that trade. That's the one that got me a little bit like all right. He was so disruptive for that defensive line, especially late in the year. You know, I know that there were issues. They thought he takes plays off and things like that. But I wish they would have kept him at least one more year.
Yeah, it was $7.2 million for him. That was not a lot of money. And I know he was asking for money. I get that. I understand that. But
yeah,
I mean, this is the NFL. It's a business. You keep him for one more year, then you let him walk.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him stay. But I mean, I understand why they did it. He wanted more money. He goes on TV saying he needs more money. You just signed Brandon Graham to an extension, so that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why they did it. Once he complained, I knew he was gone.
Yeah.
But you didn't get anything for him. Like you traded, you got a fifth, then you also, it was a fifth and a seventh swap. Then you also traded him to a team that you're probably going to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're going to beat in the Super Bowl, you mean?
You're going to beat in the Super Bowl.
But I'll tell you this.
I'm complaining about all these moves, and they're still going to win the Super Bowl.
That's right. But, you know, the other thing, talking about not getting anything for somebody, I mean, I don't see how anybody can be mad at the Jordan Howard trade. They gave up nothing. They gave up a 6th-round pick in 2020.
The trade is fine, all right? I'm pissed off because of everything else leading up to the damn.
Right. See, to me, my two biggest moves were get the speed wide receiver on the outside and get a running back. Check. I'll give a half a check on the running back because I still think you have to get another running back. You have to get one in the draft. But when they draft Darrell Henderson and Philly 500 freaks out on live TV, I'll be happy, dude. Because if they get him, I'm gonna bust a nut, dude.
This is going to NJ, man. Damn it! I tried to keep it clean for this show.
Sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. Oh, you would have thought that Philly 500 would go there, not Adrian.
It just slipped.
It just a Freudian slip. You know what my favorite move was? Malik Jackson. I know you weren't as crazy on that move as I was. But,
I liked him. I thought it was a good. I thought it was a solid move. I wasn't like over the top.
Okay, all right. So I really like this move, and this move reminded me when they signed Malcolm Jenkins. It reminded me of when they signed Brandon Brooks. Here's why I say that. So when they signed Malcolm Jenkins, it was a great safety class. Malcolm Jenkins was coming off a down year. So they were able to pluck Jenkins kind of in the middle of that safety class, but he wound up being the best one of the bunch. Brandon Brooks, a lot of good guards a couple years ago, but Brooks was coming off a down year. A lot of people wanted this guy named Jeff Allen, if you remember. Jeff Allen, who doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
And they go with Brandon Brooks. They sign him instead. And Brandon Brooks, hey, look how great he's been for the Eagles. So now you bring in Malik Jackson, who a couple years ago signed a fat contract. Last year, lost his starting job. He's in Jacksonville, so who gives a shit? So now he's back in, a favorable situation. and he's next to Fletcher Cox? Are you kidding me?
That's
Deep,
what, yeah.
deep penetration.
That's what I like about the move. He's coming into a situation now where he doesn't have to be the main guy on that interior of the line. It's Fletcher Cox. Now he's going to get a lot of single blocks, one-on-one blocking, and he should be able to. He should be very disruptive, especially in the pass rush. I like the move. I think it was a very solid move. The Jernigan thing didn't surprise me that they cut him because I remember when they signed him, me and you were talking like, dude, they might have gave him too much money.
Yeah.
At the time. So I do. I think that was a very solid move. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another move that I like that a lot of people don't like, or not that I like, but I have no problem with, and that was letting Jordan Hicks walk. Some people didn't want him to walk. I don't think he was worth the money for a guy that doesn't play.
That was a no-brainer to me to let him walk.
Yeah. I mean, you got to obviously fill the position. I don't know if they've done that yet, but
they're trying to hold down the fort. They're trying.
Yeah, I would have let him walk too. I didn't think he was worth it. He doesn't play enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other thing about the Jackson move, again, another move that doesn't count towards the compensation pick game. Neither did Deshaun Jackson. And, I like that move too. Bring him back.
Yes.
I know he's older now, but he's still got the speed. He led the NFL last year and I think it was 20-plus yard receptions.
I think, over 19. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's my favorite move of the offseason. Not just because it's Deshaun Jackson, but because I've been complaining consistently for 3-4 years that you need a legitimate deep threat on the outside. And even though I didn't like Torrey Smith, and even though he wasn't very productive, the threat that he put in defenses just basically because of his speed made a huge difference last year when you didn't have that because Wallace got hurt. Now you added a guy like Deshaun Jackson, who I still think has 2 or 3 really good years left in him. I think it's huge for the Eagles. It's huge for them. I love it. I love that move.
There it is. All right, so some other moves. I'll just we kind of briefly talked about LJ Ford. There's Andrew Sendejo, brought him in, and Vinny Curry. So what do you think about those guys?
The Ford move. I'm going to trust. I didn't know a lot about Ford. I'll trust from what I've heard people say that he's, his best years are in front of him and he's getting better and better.
Let's just hope he's not Corey Nelson here.
That's what I was thinking when I first saw him. Sendejo move, I had no problem with that. You wanted to add depth. Although I'm going to cry to the heavens, I want Roswell Douglas to be converted into a safety, but they won't do it. So I don't mind the Sendejo move. The Vinny Curry move, I was just like, okay, to me it was like a depth signing, just a piece. I mean, he's had 2.5 sacks last year. He hasn't had a lot of sacks in like 4 or 5 years, but he does do everything hard and he plays the run well, and that's what I like about Vinny Curry.
Now, here's the thing about Vinny Curry: don't even be surprised if he doesn't make the team. How about that?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That just give me more on that. Your
well, I mean, he may make the team, and I did think that they would bring him in as a depth signing, but there's a lot of depth already at the DN position. So
yeah. Well, I mean, what would be nice is if some of these young guys.
Vinny Curry's going to be sweating it out. How about that?
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's what we want because there's been so much hype from preseason about Josh Sweat and how good he is. And I do think he's got a lot of talent, but I want to see him take that next step. Just like Josh Adams, at times he looked good, but he was very inconsistent. You don't really know what you're going to get in these guys going into their second year. You just really don't. And if Josh Sweat could emerge, I mean, that would be huge for us. You know what I mean? I think that would be huge. So if Vinny Curry doesn't make the team, then that means these guys are playing well, and that's a good sign.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of these money moves. So you cut Timmy Jernigan. That they're saving up all this money. Where do you think this money's going to? I know where, but I'm asking.
I mean, well, from basically, it's going to Carson's extension.
Yes.
I think that's what it is. I think they're going to. I don't think they're going to wait a year. I think they're going to do it at some point sooner rather than later.
I think they want to get it done right now, and I think they want to try and actually sign him to less money than what
Right.
he will get next year. Because
Right.
yes, I mean, like he's coming off the injuries. I mean, you're still going to give him over $100 million. Like you're going to give him something crazy, but it may not actually be as crazy as it might be next year. Because
Well, yeah.
let's say Carson puts up 40 touchdowns.
Right.
You know,
Which you will.
but you will.
I think
He's
Carson's gonna. I think Carson's gonna have a huge I can't wait because all the people talk about him injury prone and all this stuff. I think he gets an unfair rap. I really do. I think that when you come back from the knee injury he had, I think a lot of tendencies for guys that come back from injuries like that, or they get other injuries in other places that year. It just happens. And I look at Carson, and I think that a full year off to recover, I think he'll be back. And I think he's going to play 16 games. I think he's going to be in the conversation for MVP. And I think he's going to have a huge year. I really do. And I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm total agreement with you. I think he's about to set the league on fire. And just prove everybody wrong.
I mean, dude, even in his struggle, we talk about him. Like, if you didn't look at his statistics and you just listen to what people say about him, you would think, dude, that he's Sam Stinkford. I mean, you'd think he'd throw 9 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, lost 8 games by himself. But you look at his number, the guy really wasn't that bad. And then the whole thing where all he does is throw to Ertz all the time. You've proven that wasn't really the case. The video you did, I think he gets an unfair rap. I really do, and I cannot wait for him to double moonwalk this league's ass and show up a lot of people.
All over that ass. All over that ass.
I can't wait.
Yep. Trying to think. I'm pretty sure we got everything. They cut Jernigan. We kind of briefly talked about that. Nelson Aguilar. When I first heard about they picked him up, I didn't like it initially, and then I kind of thought about it. I was like, well, if they already missed out on the big free agents, then all of a sudden giving Nelson Aguilar $9.4 million all of a sudden isn't really that big of a deal because you still have money and you're still going to pay Carson Wentz. So, okay, but I'm not giving Nelson Aguilar a contract after this year. I'll say that.
No, I didn't. At first, I didn't like it. I don't think he's worth $9 million.
He's not. He's not. He's not a $9 million player.
But when they traded for Deshaun Jackson, I was glad we still had Aguilar because Aguilar's fast and he's explosive. And I just think that with Deshaun Jackson now on that outside, he's going to open up so much. And he should open things up for Aguilar. And he should have a pretty good year. And I think after getting Deshaun, I was very happy to have Aguilar still here. I like that combination. Yeah.
You got to look at it. Like, you can't look at the money for him because, well, I guess you can, but the money became meaningless after you didn't sign Le'Veon Bell. That's the way I look.
Yeah, I agree with that. There
you go. I think that's it. I think we ran down all the names. I mean, unless you want to talk Nick Foles, Golden Tate, there's really nothing else.
Well, I mean, I'll say this, though, just overall in the NFL. I mean, it's been a crazy offseason. Odell Beckham goes. I mean, who would have thought that happened? Thank you, Giants. And then they signed Golden Tate, which to me makes no sense because once you trade Odell Beckham, in my opinion, it's time for you to – you're saying it's rebuild time.
Yeah.
So then why do you bring in a Golden Tate who could help you win a game or two extra?
No idea.
I didn't understand.
Thank you, Giants, for giving us that compensatory pick, though.
Yeah, they gave us the compensatory pick, and Odell Beckham is out of our division.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with that whatsoever. It's been an interesting offseason. And then you had what's going on in Dallas is interesting with DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
It's not interesting. It's hilarious because the Cowboys are doing absolutely nothing. They thought they were going to get Earl Thomas. They didn't get Earl Thomas. And then once Earl Thomas went somewhere else, all of a sudden Earl Thomas is overrated, not good anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you say.
And they bring in what? They bring in Cobb, right? I think that Beasley was a better slot receiver.
I agree.
Than him. So I think that's a downgrade. And then they get what? They get Quinn. Well, are they going to have DeMarcus Lawrence? Is he going to sign a contract, or are they going to wind up trading him or something like a Khalil Mack situation? It's going to be interesting.
I hope they do trade him. That'd be
Oh,
hilarious.
me too. Bye.
Hilarious.
Get him.
Yep.
Put him.
Oh,
Send him to the Browns.
send him to the Browns.
Send-
I'm not gonna lie to you. I am loving everything the Browns are doing right now.
oh yeah, they're going to be fun.
If there's a team that might beat the Patriots in the AFC, it is Cleveland right now.
I think they're going to win the division, dude. I love.
Yeah. They're the second best team in the AFC right now.
They're going to be fun to watch. They're going to be must-see TV, which I never thought I would say the Cleveland Browns, but they are. It's going to be interesting.
Their front seven's stacked, dude, and they obviously got Baker Mayfield now, Odell Beckham and Landry. Oh my God, and Kareem
Nick
Hunt
Chubb, Kareem Hunt
after 8 games, and Chubb. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
The Browns are looking brownie.
Yeah, the Browns, and I'm happy for the Browns fans because, dude, there's only one team that has suffered more than us, and that's the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
you know, so they need a break.
Good for them, I guess. As long as we don't play them in the Super Bowl.
As long as we don't play them. What do you think about Foles in Jacksonville?
Whew. I got a feeling that he might be back in Philadelphia in about 2 to 3 years.
Oh man, really? That's not good.
I think he might be okay. I think he might be fine, but it seems like I don't know. Are they a team that wants to win? Like, do they really, really want to win? Or I don't know. Like, do they really want to go for it?
Well, I think obviously getting Foles, I think there's coaches and GMs there that are very concerned about their job. And that's why you make a move like that to get Foles. But I do think Foles can win if you put the talent around him. And that's going to be the whole key. It's going to be fascinating to watch, Nick.
I'm rooting for him. We'll see. I mean, I think he can be fine. Like, because the situation where how they play offense, they like to run the ball a ton. They probably want to run the ball more than any team in the league. And Nick Foles obviously has that great deep ball. So you run the play action, and that's how you're going to be successful in Jacksonville. But my thing is like, it seems like their window's already almost closed. You know, with all those young players. Jalen Ramsey ain't coming back, and some of these other guys ain't going to be coming back, I don't think, because who wants to be in Jacksonville? So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It really is. I want to see what they do in the draft, where they go after a DK Metcalf or something. Give Foles a guy like that. It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm rooting for him. I would love nothing more than an Eagles-Jaguars Super Bowl. Wentz versus Foles. How crazy would that be?
Oh my God! If that happens and then Foles wins,
no!
Oh boy,
dude,
that's opening up a can of worms that we don't want to open up.
No, can you imagine Nitro will never let us hear the end of it?
Oh no, he wouldn't.
That'd be awesome.
I love Nitro though.
Oh, I love Nitro Freak too. He's awesome.
Oh man.
But he loves Foles, man.
I know he does. He and Darius. The Foles brigade.
Yep.
They were Darius was riding the Foles bike, and Nitro Freak was on the pegs. That's how it was. Those were the only two. That was it for the longest time.
Yeah. I mean, I like Foles, but I'm me. I'm with the North Dakota Assassin. Give me the North Dakota Assassin. Because when he's healthy, I'm sorry, dude. I love him.
Well, Nitro Freak and I will have that debate one of these days.
Yeah.
Against Nick Foles, we will do it.
Yeah. You know, the thing with Carson, just got to stay healthy. You know. Let me shut this window. Hold on.
You're like EDP. You got all that outside noise. All right. Well, while you shut down the window, I will throw a name at you guys.
I got a guy doing yard work out
there. Well, I was just talking about how there might be a guy out there in the NFL draft that might be Darren Sproles' replacement, and that's James Williams out of Washington State. You might be able to get him with a late round pick. So just a quick little information bit for you guys.
I have to look. I haven't watched much of him. I don't know much of him, but I'm going to check him out. Yeah. You know, I just when I think of the Sproles replacement, I have flashbacks to that draft where I wanted Tariq Cohen because I'm like, that's the guy that's Sproles. He's
I was
Sproles.
I was kind of wrong about Tariq Cohen too. So
And I mean, I did videos where it's like, draft Tariq Cohen,
Yeah.
draft Tariq Cohen, draft. And then they took Pumphrey. And I just do not like, he doesn't even look anything like Sproles. You know what I mean?
Pumphrey.
Hey, I have another. What do you think of the Richard Rodgers signing? I mean, the Eagles got some good tight ends on their team, man.
Yeah, I mean, so I wonder what this means for Dallas Goedert now, because what happened last year was once Richard Rodgers got hurt, they put Dallas Goedert in that type of role. But now, if Richard Rodgers is back to being in that role, now all of a sudden you can experiment with Dallas Goedert a little bit more. You're going to see little Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert on the field at the same time. You're going to stack them up, maybe in the slot, maybe you want to stack them out wide, whatever you want to do. So that's what Richard Rodgers signing does.
Yeah,
It gives Dallas Goedert more flexibility.
Yeah, and the thing about it is I always go back to this: when you have a Deshaun Jackson who keeps the defenses honest and keeps them back, you create so much more space than you had. Like last year, you didn't have all that space that you did in 20.
So
now
much
you have it.
Space for Jordan Howard to pick up 3.9 yards a carry.
3.9 yards, baby, just 3.9. Give him the ball 3 times. That's over 10 yards. That's all I need.
If you put Jordan Mailata back there, he'd average 6.9 yards.
Dude, there are a lot of people that want him to play running back.
I know.
And they're serious. Because that was the greatest tape ever. When they drafted him, they showed his tape of him just running over these guys. There was nothing better than that.
That was unbelievable. And he's just you got like 8 dudes trying to bring him down. He's just steamrolling through all of them.
Oh, he was awesome. I love that guy. But I tell you what, dude, he was very impressive the preseason. I think that hopefully he can develop into that left tackle of the future for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very talented.
All right. Talented. That's pretty much it on the agenda. Yeah. So here's what we'll do. Do you have a dingbat of the week? We haven't done one in a while, but I've got one. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
So Dave Gettleman is clearly this is dingbat of the month, we'll say. So dingbat of the free agency period is Dave Gettleman. I mean, first of all, you signed Odell Beckham, and then you traded him like less than a year. So all this dead cap space, okay. Well, you lost Odell Beckham, and you lost out on a lot of that money. All right, fine. But then you signed Golden Tate. Like David, it seems like you've had a little bit too many golden showers in the past month.
Look, I've said this to Giant fans. I don't believe that you can build and compete at the same time. It's too hard. And what they're doing is they're acting like, well, we're going to rebuild. We're going to put ourselves in a position. We need a quarterback of the future. And then you go out and you get Golden Tate, who in the fourth quarter may catch that ball that puts you in field goal range, gives you 1 or 2 extra wins. It doesn't make any sense to me. The only way it makes sense is if they trade for Josh Rosen. If they trade for Josh Rosen, then I can understand it. But otherwise, the idea is to lose as many games next year and get, Tua when he comes out. So I don't understand it. I agree. I think he is the dingbat of the month, of the week, of the free agency.
There it is. I mean, you're bringing Golden Tate in to win an extra game or two to go 6-10. So you're going to go 6-10 and draft 9th and then not get Tua.
Right.
Not get Jake from State Farm. Not get anybody.
Yeah. That is what makes no sense to me, dude. That makes no sense at all. But, hey, look, I said this to Giant fans. When they drafted Barkley and they didn't take a quarterback, that you got to be careful because you put yourself in mediocrity hell. When you got a guy like him who's going to win you 6-7 games a year, you'll never get a quarterback. Just look at the Minnesota Vikings with Adrian Peterson all those years. And now it looks like the Giants, they could be headed down that road where it's like every year you're not going to get a quarterback. That's why you need to tank. Do it right. Do it right.
I just want to take a moment of silence for Saquon Barkley's career.
Yes.
Sorry, Saquon. I'm really, really sorry.
It's over. Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is. What a great player. Best running back in football, in my opinion.
Whew. You might not be lying about that either.
Yeah, no, I think he is, dude. I mean, I was a big Barkley fan coming out of college, so
Same. And I remember when you and Nitro were talking about wanting to trade up to get him.
yeah,
Well. I mean, as we can see why you thought that because he's unbelievable.
yeah.
And there were people that didn't think he was going to pan out. That thought he was a super bust because he couldn't run up the middle or whatever. Well,
Yeah.
the game has changed, people. The
Yeah.
game has really changed.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, dude. I really, really didn't want him to go to the Giants because I didn't want to root against them. But even though I just like the kid. I just like him. I like everything about him, his personality, the way he conducts himself. I mean, last year you saw Beckham having meltdowns, and you saw Barkley trying to get him to calm down.
Yeah.
Barkley, I think he's going to be a fantastic player for a long time. It's a shame he's a New York Giant, but he may be so good that he may keep them out of being like a 3-13 team to get the quarterback that they need. It really might happen.
Yeah, he's a mixture of Marshall Faulk because he's got that pass catching ability.
Yeah,
He's a mixture of that. He's a mixture of LaDainian Tomlinson because of his jump cutting ability, and then he's also got a mixture of Barry Sanders too because of how thick his freaking legs are.
Yeah.
So he's got everything.
Yeah, I'm convinced he will have seasons where he's over 1,000 yards catching and receiving both.
Yeah.
Like I mean, this guy, what did he have, like 90 catches or 80, 90 catches last year? It's something ridiculous like that, dude. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable.
I thought, he's fantastic. And I mean, it's not like teams are sitting there worrying about Eli Manning throwing the ball either.
Oh my God! Like, if you wanted to build a team, like the worst team possible, just take Dave Gettleman's script and use it.
Yeah, the thing is I think that the Giants have made a mistake because by not tanking and doing it right away and trying to draw, you're basically they're drawing it out years and years and years, and they are going to waste his rookie contract.
Yes.
They're going to waste it. You're better off just tearing the whole thing down, go 3-13, get your quarterback. Then you're only going into Barkley's third year. So I think that the Giants, I mean, it's fine with me, but I think that they're wasting. Like I see Gettleman and Ron Hextall as the same person. Like Hextall does the same thing. You get all this young talent, but then you're trying to win and get to the playoffs at the same time. Just rip it, man. You just, you know what I mean? You got to go Sam Hinkie. Embrace the tank. That's all you have to do. Embrace it and get it over with. Yeah, get it over with.
So Saquon Barkley, all bark, all bite. 261 rushes, 1,307 yards. He averaged 5.0 yards per carry.
God.
And then 91 receptions for 721 yards.
Oh my God.
Honestly, if you're the Giants, you should trade Saquon Barkley.
You should. And if I'm the Eagles, I would give him 3 1s for right now. because I want that guy so bad on my team.
Oh, did they screw that up by drafting him last year?
If you said to me, okay, you can have one player, you can pick one player in the NFL, and on any team, from any team, you can pick one player to be on the Eagles. Who would be? And I would pick Barkley in the second. Yeah, that would be my guy.
He'd fit everything Doug Peterson wants to do, and he's super young still. So
yeah, exactly.
Deal, that's a good pick.
This guy's only going his second year.
That's a good pick. That's probably the right pick.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of anyone better. The only other one, Jalen Ramsey would be on his last year of his deal. I love Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, I like Jalen Ramsey too.
I love him.
And if he's a free agent, he walks. I mean, he's definitely somebody I would try to get.
Ooh, I'm with you there.
And I mean, look, maybe is there a chance that the Eagles look at something like that and say, you know what? In 1 year, Jalen Ramsey is a free agent possibly. Let's not commit ourselves to any other corner. Let's sign Darby for 1 year. Let him come in, go, and then maybe we'll make a run at him.
I forgot to talk about Darby. That's the one guy we forgot to talk about.
Yeah, now it's an interesting one. That one, because I would have said to you when I heard he was looking for about $12 million, I said no, let him walk.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was any chance he was coming back.
He got
but
6.5. It was,
but for what they paid for him,
nothing.
I think it was a good move. I think it was the right move. Here's the way I see the secondary. I think they have a lot of young talent in the secondary. Sidney Jones, people have to remember, last year was basically his rookie year.
Yes.
I got to give him a pass. I really like Avonte Maddox. I like Rasul Douglas a lot. And I think that these guys, I mean, even LeBlanc, we can't forget him. I like these guys. Let them play. But you need a veteran corner that has played and been in the league and been through some stuff. And Darby gives you that. And I thought that of all the free agents out there, I thought he was the best guy to bring in for 1 more year. I like the move.
And the other reason why you do it is you just dealt with all those injuries last year at the quarterback position. It's the most injury-prone position. So you want to really get as much depth as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm with you on Sidney Jones, man. I don't think he's done at all. I don't think he's a bust. In fact, he may wind up being a starter for the Eagles over the next couple of years. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
he had a really poor end of the season, but he was good in the beginning, and I think people forget how good he was in the beginning.
Yeah, and really, I mean, it was his first. He didn't play that. He played one game against the Cowboys. It was kind of a nothing game.
Yeah, it was
in 2017. This was a learning experience for him. I got to give him time before I say, and so I'm not. I look at Sidney Jones as being just finishing his rookie year. So I see next year. Even though technically it's his third year, I see it as his second year. Let's see what he does.
I mean, people want to give Carson Wentz a pass, but not Sidney Jones. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And Achilles, it's even harder to get back from an Achilles than an ACL.
Right. Yeah, ACL takes a year. They say Achilles could take a couple years sometimes. And sometimes people never, if you're old, depending on your age, you never come back from Achilles. So, yeah, you got to give him time.
If you tore your Achilles, you'd be done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If I tore my Achilles, I'd be done.
Oh, yeah. You're kidding? I tear my Achilles every day. But, no, I mean, I think that Sidney Jones needs time. I think Avonte Maddox is a stud. I think he's going to be good. I think he's really going to be good. And I think that the key that Schwartz cannot see, that if he would just move Rasul Douglas to safety, that in a year he would be a top 5 safety in this league. I think that much of Rasul Douglas, dude. I do. I like him. I think he can play corner. I think he can play safety great.
Yeah. Sorry for kind of cutting you off.
No.
So it kind of reminds me of the whole Devin McCourty thing. Remember in New England, and he really wasn't that great of a corner. He was okay, and I know Rasul Douglas was. He was pretty good to close the year. But as a safety, as a ball-hawking safety in center field that, Devin McCourty plays, I think Rasul Douglas would fit that role stupendously.
Yeah. I mean, look, he showed ability last year that he started tackling, I thought, late in the year.
Well, that was a big thing for him.
Right. And I thought he started tackling.
You got to be able to tackle.
Right. And he started doing it late in the year. Look, he's not the fastest corner, but when you move a corner to safety, you're all of a sudden you're a pretty fast safety because you got to be faster at corner. And I also think of Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins was drafted as a corner, and they moved him to safety. I think Rasul Douglas has a nose for the ball. He just does. I think that is like a easy no-brainer move. I don't know why Schwartz doesn't see it, because if you could put him in, and they did put him at safety a few times last year, and I thought he did great. He did great. Yeah.
I'm with you. All right. That's it now. That's it on the agenda. I think we might have went for an hour.
Wow.
I don't know how long
It's been a while, right?
Well, we got everything in on the show, so
we did. Now we got the draft coming up and all those things. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we got the draft coming up, and hopefully something else is in store for us. I'm not going to share any information, but I'm hoping. We're
I'm
hoping.
hoping too. We're hoping.
There could be some big news on the horizon for the both of us. We'll see. So we'll see about that. I don't want to spread any news as of yet, but hoping. So there it is. Any final thoughts?
It was fun doing a show. It's been a while. I enjoyed it. I like. I'm gonna give the Eagles a right now.
Oh my God, I forgot to. I did a whole show on grading the Eagles offseason, and then I never got the grades.
Yeah, we get distracted, but I'm gonna give them an
Way to go, FedQ.
Give them an A.
I'm the Dingbat of the week. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm gonna give them an A so far. I really like what they did. Okay, so my two biggest holes were the outside.
You're eating up those Fruit Loops.
I'm on my third bowl. Because to me, the biggest things were the outside wide receiver and the running back. Yes, we need a linebacker. I feel like the way the Eagles use linebacker, they'll figure it out. I'd like to see the offensive line get better. There's still work to do, and the draft will determine everything. But right now, as we sit, I can check off all my biggest things. I'm going to give the Eagles A so far.
Okay. C plus.
C plus? Oh, man.
I mean, there are things that I liked, and then there are things I didn't like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in the middle. The Michael Bennett thing just really just irked me, and obviously I'm not as high on Jordan Howard. I think they butchered the running back thing. I like Malik Jackson. I like Deshaun Jackson. I think they're being a little too cute with the compensatory pick thing. We'll see. The running back in the draft is going to be huge. So my grade might change. Like if they make a good move and they do what they should be doing, all right, I'll slide it up to B minus.
Yeah. Well, and my grade might change too. If they don't get the running back, if they don't do those things, I'll be very disappointed because my opinion about getting Jordan Howard will change if you don't get a running back in the draft. Yeah. You have to get a running back. Otherwise, to me, it negates a lot of what you're getting out of Jordan Howard because he's only got 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah, and that's another thing I don't think people realize. Like, you don't have 1 year in, and I don't think they're going to sign him.
I don't think so either. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I think they're going to draft somebody. So.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, the moves that they did make that I loved, I really, really loved. There's a few moves that I'm like, I didn't like the Michael Bennett thing. I didn't care for that. The Vinny Curry thing, I'm like, okay. I like Vinny Curry, but
did BG get too much money?
I think so. Yeah,
he did. He did get too much money, but that was like an organizational thank you thing.
They were going to do it. They're going to take care of their own. He's a great leader. He's a good presence on the team. I don't have a problem with it.
They overpaid him because of what they did to Vinny Curry. That's why they paid him that money.
Right. That's true. I think he was pretty banged up last year. I think
I agree with that.
I think he'll come back and have a good year, and he'll earn. I think when it's all said and done, Brandon Graham's going to earn that money.
Okay,
I'll say that.
All right. So you've grown to maybe respect Brandon Graham.
Yeah. My issue was that they took Earl Thomas over Brandon, and I never that always irked me really bad. But I mean, what I like about Brandon Graham, in that 2017 season, just the way he played every week, he won me over.
There it is. All right.
And I did my apology video on him, and I made my peace long ago. So me and Brandon Graham are cool.
Well, if Jordan Howard averages over 5 yards a carry and gets like 1,500 yards, then I'll do an apology video for him as well.
There you go. Well, let's hope he does. I want to see that apology video.
Yeah, people would love to see me do an apology video.
Do you know Bears fans were like really upset Like they love Jordan Howard. Like if you see the sport, go watch Josh's video. He's about to cry.
Wow.
Like they love Jordan Howard. So
He wasn't even that good for them.
he loves him. They love him. They think he's good. A lot of people feel that they just didn't use him right. And
Well, they didn't. They didn't use him right. That's the big thing of my gripe.
But
He's
then
a guy that you put under center,
right.
I formation, power football, pulling linemen. That's what you do. That's what they did his first year with John Fox. The average over 5 yards a carry. But doing the whole shotgun bullshit, playing that Chicago scheme, it's going to be pretty much the same scheme as Philly.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to put Carson under center more. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what they would want.
Well, I tell you one thing though. One thing that I'm going to say. One thing that I am a little baffled by. Maybe you can help me understand this. But when Carson was playing, the Eagles, they had their offense. Then he gets hurt. Foles comes in, struggles. They go to all these RPOs, right, to help Foles because it's what he does well. Then they come back. Carson comes back next year. Carson doesn't seem like he runs the RPOs or is comfortable with the RPOs as much as Foles is. So you'd think they would go get away from it and go back to more what they did before the injury. But I heard Doug Pearson talking about getting back to the RPOs. What? I don't know that I think you should go back to the RPOs. I don't know that that's Carson's game.
Yeah. Maybe they keep it in the offense, but maybe they don't do it as much as You know what? I mean, hey, listen, like they're still. It's only his third year,
right?
When you really think about it, so like in a lot of ways, they're still. It's going to be his fourth year. I always forget that. So fourth year, and they're still trying to figure out each other. There's a process to all this.
Right. Are you worried about Mike Rowe?
Oh, I wish he went because he's got to go. Yeah. Mike Rowe got to go.
That's my biggest. That's my biggest concern.
Yeah, especially a young quarterback. And
yeah.
You want to talk about vanilla ice cream. Mike Rowe is vanilla ice.
I like chocolate chip cookie dough, personally.
My favorite is peanut butter ripple.
Peanut butter ripple's good, dude.
Anything with peanut butter, I will scoff it up.
Yeah, I like peanut butter ripple.
I'll scoff it up like a bowl of Fruit Loops.
There you go. I'm about to have my fourth bowl of Eagle Fruit Loops today.
Fourth bowl. And the extra sugar on it too, huh?
That's it. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC right now. That's
the best team in the NFL.
Maybe, yeah.
It's a C+ offseason, and they're still the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, I think the Deshaun Jackson thing really pumps me up, dude.
Okay, maybe I could give him a B- just for Deshaun.
Yeah. I mean, they got a legitimate deep threat now, not just a decoy, but a legitimate deep threat.
Yeah.
And Deshaun's going to create a lot of space, man. Can you imagine with Alshon and Ertz, Goddard, Aguilar in the slot, man?
Absolutely. All right, so we are going to end this now. I'm curious to see how long we definitely went over. I'm pretty sure we went over an hour.
Wow.
We'll see. Well, it's 3:12, and I'm pretty sure we started at around 2:00. So
yeah, I think we're over an hour.
Yeah. Well, hey, an hour bitter dingbats. I don't think the people are complaining. So there it is. All right, that is Philly 500. I am Adrian Fecchio. We talked Eagles offseason. I did forget about some things, but we covered everything. We finally gave grades an hour into the show, and we're all done.
We're done.
That's Philly 500. I am Adrian Fecchio. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to Philly 500 as well. We're out of here. Peace.
Thanks.